This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Helping you find emotional, spiritual, and physical balance. What does your future hold? It's time to find out with Psychic Suzanna.
That is right. You're right where you need to be. This is the destination spot on Sunday night at 7:30. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. This is a show that is about you, finding you answers to your questions, helping you look to the future with more power every day. Now, you can find me at psychicsuzanna.com, or you get a free question, you go to KFAB.com. When you get everything you need to know about Omaha and the surrounding areas. You know the weather, you know the sports, you know everything. I just want you to know those are the destination points you need to have on your favorites on your laptop. You can join us on Facebook, Life with Psychic Suzanna. You get an email once a week telling you who's going to be on the show. Then you can also join me at Susanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter. You find out what my intention is each day and where I'm going to be. I want to ask you to join me with my attentions. We're going to make Omaha and the world better, thought by thought, action by action. It's about what goes between our ears, so let's be aware of that, okay? Right now, I've got to tell you, I'm excited about our interviewer. And again, if you were Life with Psychic Suzanna, you knew we were going to have MJ Ryan on. MJ Ryan is one of the creators of Random's House Acts of Kindness series. Right now, though, we're going to be talking to her about her book, This Year I Will. What does that book mean? This Year I Will. So we're going to talk to MJ. Welcome to the show, MJ.
Hi, I'm happy to be with you, Susanna.
Okay, MJ, the book, This Will, it tells me it's about how to finally change a habit, keep a resolution, or make a dream come true. What do you think is our biggest obstacle to that?
Well, I think that it's interesting, especially for you to have me on in terms of a psychic connection to this topic of making changes in our lives, because we have to be able to use our energy in three different ways. Mm-hmm. The first is we have to use magnetic energy, and that's the energy that we all learned about in The Secret, which is the law of attraction, which is saying we have to really want something and really want to bring that towards us, right? And there is something really true about that energy of magnetism, is that we can attract towards ourselves that which we want, but it's not the only thing we have to do to get what we want. It's just step one.
Well, so something very interesting about magnetism, it would be whatever you're thinking about is what comes forward.
Yes.
Is that not right?
True. Well, partially, in my belief, it's partially true. Mm-hmm. But then so you need that first. So we need to use our magnetic energy to think about what we want. Mm-hmm. But then we have to use our energy dynamically to take actions that will get us closer to what we want. And then we have to use our energy receptively, which is opening up to what's actually happening, to make sure that we're receiving whatever it is that's coming our way. So we need to use our energy in all three of those ways. And typically, we each have habits of energy where we only know how to do one or two of those. We typically, human beings in this culture, don't know how to use all three of those energy states.
So what you're basically saying is magnetically we have to focus on what we want? And
to draw it to us.
How do we get a plan? How do we get a...
Then we need a plan of action. That's right. And then we need to open ourselves up receptively to getting what it is that we're trying to do.
But what if we don't know what we want? How do we come to that? You have some very great quotes in here. There was one about getting clear on what you truly want, mm-hmm. and it was to write every goal you think you'd like to accomplish in the next 20 years and write as fast as possible. Why would we do that? Why would we write fast as possible?
Just to get out of our own way. Just put it down. Just what do you really want? All right, and then you have to go back and say, what am I willing to do to get what I want? That's the dynamic part. And so, what's really important to me, and what are the things that I'm willing to actually work towards, not just want. So first, what do I want? And then what I'm willing to work towards, and what am I willing to focus on first, because it matters the most to me. We need all of those.
Okay. The next quote. I love your book because how it's written is easy to read, but I love how the quotes they stand out. And the next quote I want you to tell me about, it says, "Nothing can be changed until it is faced." Was written by James Baldwin. What do you mean by that quote?
Oh, what I mean by that is that you have to tell yourself the truth about where you are with whatever that thing is. So we have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to say, okay, so what need in ourselves is being served by what we're doing or not doing now, right this moment? When we say we want all these wonderful things, when we say we want to get into action, but that we never do, well, there's a reason for that. And when we face that reason, then we suddenly have the possibility of becoming free.
Okay, can I go with another quote in your book? Ready?
Sure.
All right, this one is imagine your future positive self. And the quote says, "People get in the habit of worry that if you save them from drowning and put them on the bank to dry in the sun with hot chocolate and a muffin, they wonder whether they are going to catch a cold." What does that quote tell us?
Well, I think it's really about how we have been trained, so many of us in this culture, to focus on the negative. And it's not actually our fault, interestingly. Brain scientists have discovered that we have a bias in our brains for noticing what is wrong or what could go wrong. And they say that our brains are Velcro for the negative and Teflon for the positive. So literally, our brains are training us to pay attention to all the terrible things that could happen. So when we want to actually create lasting change in ourselves, though, we have to really imagine this positive future where we get what we want, where we're happy with what we have. And because if we aren't motivating ourselves positively, if we're trying to motivate ourselves through fear, it only is a very, very temporary thing. We need to go towards something rather than away to sustain change.
So that's why one of the first things is to magnetically put your mind on what you want.
What you want, not what you don't want. That's right.
What you want in life, because thoughts are energy, and energy, you want to direct it in the way you want. So if we're working on that and we're being honest, and we're working on this, what would you say to this? I love your quotes. I'm going to test you on all your quotes.
That's fine.
Are you ready?
Yep.
So I have a vision. I know what I want. Mm-hmm. Okay? But I don't know how to go about getting it, and I love this. Follow your formula for success is a chapter. And in that chapter, you say, the Ark was built by amateurs and the Titanic by experts. Don't wait for experts. What are you telling me here? What are you telling me?
What I'm telling you is this. There's a million self-help experts who say, do this, do that, do this, do that, to make something change. The very best way for you to create change in your life is to notice how you've done it before and follow that formula. So I'm going to give you an example. It's very funny.
Yeah,
story.
Thank you. Please give us an example.
So my phone rings one day, and it's this woman, and she says maybe she wants to come work with me, but here's her problem. She needs to lose 100 pounds, and she's done it before. She lost a significant amount of weight before, she tells me. And so I say, oh, that's interesting. So you know how to do this. I said, what did you do? And she said, well, I did this, 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 and this, and this. And I said, and then how did that, how did it go wrong then if that was working? And she said, well, then I would get stuck on this, this, and this. And I said, okay, so if you were going to do it different, following your formula for success, what would you do now? She said, well, I'd do this, this, and this. And then if I got into trouble, I'd do that. I said, okay, well, that sounds to me like you know what to do. And she said, yes, thank you, goodbye.
So you talked yourself out of a client.
I did, but I actually, but it would made me happy because that's really what we need. You don't need me to tell you should do it this way or this way. How have you succeeded at anything? In this case, it was something specific that she had already tried. But let's imagine it's something that you've never done before. You still have succeeded in the past at learning something, at growing, at changing. How did you do that? What was your formula? When you understand that, then you know what to do. So, for example, for me, step one is I have to get really, really sick of myself being the way that I am. Mm-hmm. Then I have to read everything else that people tell about ideas about how to deal with it. And then I have to decide what I'm going to try. And then I need to talk about it to other people. And then I do it.
Wonderful.
That's my formula.
Wonderful.
But that's not necessarily yours.
All right. We're going to come right back. We're taking a little break. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. We have MJ Ryan on. She has written the book, This Year I Will. She's giving us ideas on how to make things happen that we've always wanted to happen. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Yes, this is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. You always want to come here every Sunday night. This is your destination point for growth, for helping yourself get out of the rut, moving forward, taking your life in your hands with your authors. We bring to you every Sunday, also with the forecast we can help you find. Please find us on Facebook. Life with Psychic Suzanna tells you who's going to be on air with us. Susanna Stickney is going to be for Facebook and Twitter. That also gives you my intentions for the day and where I'm appearing and what my thoughts on. I ask you to join me. I ask for you to decide to make your life better with one thought at a time. One thought at a time. This is the only place you need to be. This show is centered around you and your questions in your life, giving you all the answers you need. So let us know. If you'd like us to talk to anyone, we'll find them. We're always looking for the best sources to help you through your life plans. Right now, we're talking to MJ Ryan, who wrote this book, This Year I Will. Have you ever had a little intention that you never fell through on, that you never went through on? Well, MJ tells us how to take our thoughts, our actions, and move it into a direction so it comes complete. Thank you for being on the air with us, MJ.
I'm happy to be with you.
All right. Now, another chapter. Gosh, I love your book. Another chapter is strongly set your intentions. Now, when we got back, you right before we left, and if you weren't listening, you're going to have to go back and listen. She told us how she makes her goals. This is strongly set your attention. The quote is, "The truth is that no matter what kind of game you find yourself in, no matter how good or how bad the luck, you can completely with a single thought." Really, MJ? This is by David Gregory Roberts.
Well, I think that was more a little inspirational than literal. But
okay, all right.
Yeah, again, you can begin to change your life with a thought, which is, this is what I really want. And I don't want to minimize the power of intention. It is super important. But we have to not only strongly set our intention, but then ask ourselves, what are the actions on a daily basis we are going to take to make those things happen that we want in our lives? And that's the part that's, of course, hard. That's where the rubber hits the road, right? We can't just set our intention. We have to then take actions to get towards that intention and notice whether it's getting us closer or not.
So it's also believing in yourself enough, increasing our self-esteem, so we
Sometimes that's true. So for some of us,
it's a part of your book in the back.
Yeah. Sometimes we have to really believe that we have the ability to do it with this thing. And that's why when we set out, often it's really important to pick something really small. So let me give you an example.
Okay.
So let's say, again, it's about getting fitter or losing weight. Mm-hmm. So I know people who have lost 100 pounds, and what they started with was just stopping eating one thing. Like, honestly, a woman I interviewed for this book, she just said, I'm not going to eat anything with mayonnaise ever again. Okay?
Okay, I can handle that one.
Exactly. And so what happened is she did that, and she felt better, and she got a little bit of a result. Now, of course, it's a tiny result compared to what she needed, but it was enough to make her feel good about trying something else. So then she said, okay, no fried foods.
Okay.
And she lost some more weight. So then she said, okay, maybe I can, now that I've been losing a little weight here and I feel a little bit better, maybe I can get a little bit into motion. She started doing a little bit of physical activity, and it went from there. The point is that if it's something really hard that you can't believe you can do, make it smaller. Make it smaller. And experience
step by step, you're saying.
Experience some success.
Okay.
Experience some success, and then that'll encourage you and inspire you to keep on trying.
One of the things another quote that you have, our goals are dreams with deadlines. So if my goal is to, say, stop drinking, or if my goal is to be kinder to my office buddy who's a nerd, if my goal, what do you mean goals are dreams with deadlines?
Okay, so what happens with what it means is that goals are our friends.
They're our friend.
They help us turn our dreams into reality because they give us something concrete to do with a concrete time frame. So you say, so when you say, I want to be kinder to my work colleague, okay? Mm-hmm. That is not a goal.
That's not.
That is a dream, or that is a outcome that you wish you had. But a goal is something that says what you're actually going to do. I haven't heard what you're going to do to be kinder to your friend. So what are you going to do?
I'm not going to think negative about him and maybe pull his chair out from under him.
Okay, so you're going to...
Yeah, Jim, I'm going to stop giving Jim dirty looks.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So you're going to stop giving Jim dirty looks.
Yeah.
So that's a goal.
Okay.
Because it's an action. There's an action attached to it that you know that you're going to do. So, all right, you're going to stop, or you're going to not yell so much at your kids. That as opposed to I'm going to be patient with my children. That's not a goal. You don't know what you're going to do. So you've got to have an action attached.
So a goal is with an action.
Absolutely. It has a how attached to it. A dream is I want to be more patient, I want to be kinder, but a goal has an action that's specific and measurable attached to it.
Wow. Now, one more chapter, and we're going to need to take a break, but I want to come back, and you have something in here that says it's going to feel awkward at first when we make our goals and we do our dreams and we do make
when we
this
start to practice, when we start to do something that we've never done before. So let's say, let's pick
We'll
on
be right back with that. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. You stay tuned. We're going to have you teach you how to feel comfortable with your goals that you're achieving, because this is the year you will. That's what MJ Ryan says we can do. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna, and we'll be right back.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Yes, this is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Jim is playing Chariots of Fire, which means courage, power, move forward, and that's what we're doing tonight. We are talking to an author of This Year I Will, and it's how to finally change a habit, keep a resolution, and make a dream come true. It is by Mary Jane Ryan, MJ Ryan, and she is helping us figure out how to make things, our dreams and our goals, really work. Now, Mary Jane, welcome back.
I'm happy to be with you.
All right. Now, Mary Jane, you told us in the beginning that we have to get a vision of what we want to change, then move to a dynamic atmosphere, correct?
Yes.
In which
you know what you're exactly going to do to make this happen.
And then we have to be receptive to it.
Well, because then we have to see if it's working. So, and not give up. So you never let go of what your intention is. That's the really key piece. So you still want this thing. So let's say you're going to not yell so much at your kids by taking 3 deep breaths before you say anything to them. Okay. And you're paying attention. You're trying to do that, and it's not working. Okay. You don't give up wanting to be more patient. You say, what else could I try?
Okay.
What other help might I need? Or what do I need to put in place that's different than what I thought was going to work? So intention is something you never give up on. But the how you're going to get what you want may change based on what you're learning.
Okay,
when
so you
try.
must always be easily to be moved from one direction when you see it doesn't work to look for another idea. Your book gives us a lot of help. Here's the quote I'm going to end with our segment with today. You must break out of your current comfort zone and become comfortable with the unfamiliar and the unknown.
Yes. So
by Dennis Watley. Yes, go ahead.
You need to be willing to try a bunch of different things, never giving up on what you really want, but always being willing to say, well, that didn't work. What else can I try? What else can I try? The trouble is what happens to most of us is we try, maybe it doesn't work perfectly, and then we give up. And then we lose trust in ourselves and our capacity to change. When babies are learning to walk, how many times do they fall down?
Right.
We don't even know how many. We can't even count how many. They don't give up on walking just because the first time they get up, they fall down. They understand, the brain understands it needs to practice a bunch of times to do it right. And that's what we need to be with ourselves. We need to be like little babies trying, that didn't work. Okay, try again. Getting a little better. Try again, doing better, like that.
Well, I must tell you one story, and I'm not going to go into it too deeply, but I do a lot of appearances, and when I tell people, when people are afraid of change, I say we are born and we knew how to, we got to go to potty anywhere we wanted. But our mother said that's all we knew is we could take a crap anywhere. But our mother said if you're going to go out today, you're going to have to change your ways. So changes is something that is constant. Your book will guide us. Tell us how we find you. And I understand you also have a once-a-day thought process, too. Is that correct? Tell me about it.
Well, yes, you can find me at my website, mj-ryan.com. If you want personal help, you can email me at maryjaneryan@gmail.com, and I'm also on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah. Thank you again for joining us. You have been a really great help in helping us figure out, because some of our goals aren't being met, our resolutions in the new year. But with this book, we're going to forward through and make it happen. Thank you for being with us, Mary J. Ryan.
My pleasure.
We will talk again. God bless.
Bye-bye.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. Yes, we will be taking your calls. We've got one more guest, and you're going to be pretty excited about this guest. I'm excited about this guest because she brought goodies. Yes. If you ever want to get on Jim and my good side, you just bring us food. We're very easy to be happy, aren't we, Jim?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Food usually works for me. That's the way to my heart.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm a simple guy.
Now, I want people to join us on Life with Psychic Suzanna. That's where you get the insight on who's coming on the show. Then you go to Susanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter. You get to find out what my intention is. But isn't it important to keep your eye on what you want to do? And when something doesn't work, find a different way. Just keep moving forward. And how long do we have, Jim?
Well, you have about a minute and a half.
Oh, so we have a good time.
A little bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to start the old sounder.
Okay. Do you know what our the numbers they can give us a call at?
Yeah, absolutely. 800-543-1110. That's for our toll-free folks out there, hopefully from out of state or a ways away. Sometimes we have the locals do that.
I like locals. I like Omaha.
They seem a little local.
I'm Nebraska proud, baby.
And locally.
Nebraska proud.
Well, that's good.
Okay.
Locally, 402-558-1110.
Now,
so those are the numbers.
Now, if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, which everybody should be, you got to see a picture of Jim who answers the call. Now he's a little hairy this time, so we might need to put a different picture for next week. But you stay tuned. This is the place you want to be to grow and really know about life. We're going to find it out together. We're going to answer those questions. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. You are right where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. You can always find us at psychicsusanna.com. That's where you get a free question. You get you see what's going on in my life. You get the schedule. It's pretty cool. Or you can go to KFAB.com. You find out anything you need to know about Omaha and the surrounding area, weather, tips, anything you need to know. I just want you to know those are the two destination points on your computer. Then for Facebook, you join us at Life with Psychic Suzanna. That's where you get an inside tip on who's coming up. Also, all the books that we've had interviews with, I'm going to start releasing those books, and we're going to have a game at Life with Psychic Suzanna where you can win a book of one of the authors we've talked to. So join us there, and we'll let you know when that starts. Also, I want you to join me at Susanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter. I give out an intention every day. Try to bring thoughts of peace and joy and love that I have to work in our life. It's really cool that everyone is in the same predicament. We all have to better ourselves every day. So this is your place Sunday night. This is your whole thing. And I must tell you, I am a proud mother of 6 children. I had three sons, bore 3 sons, had a son and 2 daughters that I had. Unfortunately, most of the time I was just raising my 3 sons. So I felt I was missing something in my life, and I'm talking to you out there too. If you feel you're missing something in your life, the group that we're going to be talking to now is phenomenal. As a matter of fact, I volunteered to be part of this group, and we're going to tell you the promise of the group now and see if you can figure it out. Yes, I'm going to tell you. It's the Girl Scout. Are you ready? I have Cynthia, right? Cynthia Johnson in with us. She's with the Girl Scouts. We're going to say the Girl Scout promise together. Are you ready?
I am ready.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country,
to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Get ready, Jim. Go for it.
I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place for me, a sister to every Girl Scout.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's a wonderful law. Tell me, how many Girl Scouts, and how does one become a Girl Scout? I got you here for the cookies, I'll be honest.
Okay.
It's cookie sale time, all right? I know that. So, and you brought me cookies, so Jim and I are just happy campers, all right? But tell me about Girl Scouts. How many are there, and how does one become a Girl Scout? And is Girl Scouts in every school?
Girl Scouts are in just about every school in Nebraska.
Okay.
The easiest way to become a Girl Scout is go to our website, which is girlscoutsnebraska.org, and it says right on there, Become a Girl Scout. You click on it, there's a link, you can sign up, and once that happens, the names go to the membership specialist for those areas, and they'll put you in a troop, and you can get started right away.
Wonderful. And tell me about, being a Girl Scout leader. When I had high school girls, I must tell you. The only badge we worked on was the shopping bag badge. I was not the model high school